Joker, the Hero, Banjo and Kazooie. 3 DLC fighters confirmed, 2 more to go. Recently, the reveal of Hero has actually shaken up my predictions more than I thought. And the one character that I thought we would see get in, got in. I'll be honest, when I made my previous DLC prediction video, I was under the assumption that the brave data mine that ultimately led to Hero might actually be a red herring. I figured we'd be getting another Square Enix character, and even though I never played a single Dragon Quest game in my life, I'm actually okay with Hero that I'm willing to abandon my prediction for Geno. Sure, he's basically umpteen anime sword fighter in Smash, but what's one more on top of all that? Plus you finally got Goku in Smash, so you can all stop that already. So without further ado, let's do some new predictions. To start off, yes, I still want to see Lloyd in Smash Ultimate. That hasn't changed one bit. Tales of may not be as popular as JRPG series as say Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest, but 20 million total sales worldwide should speak enough volumes. And there's an upcoming title that was just recently announced at E3 that's coming out next year, which isn't releasing on Nintendo Switch. That being said, I think we could see some other Bandai Namco characters such as Heihachi Mishima from Tekken. He's basically the face of Tekken, and Sakurai actually considered him for Smash 4 before deciding on Pac-Man. Also, I'm thinking about Nightmare from Soul Calibur, since he's probably the most recognizable Soul Calibur character next to Ivy, and, well, Ivy doesn't have a chance, and it isn't hard to see why. Or maybe Yoshimitsu, and he can represent both Tekken and Soul Calibur in the same way Hero represents multiple Dragon Quest games. You know, Square Enix has one character more than them now. If I didn't know any better, I'd say Bandai Namco are being the stingy ones now. Now for my newest prediction. I'm starting to doubt that Nintendo might put one of their own characters in the Fighters Pass, because for all intents and purposes, Piranha Plant is basically their DLC character. Unless we get a case like how Mewtwo and Lucas started out as trophies in Smash 4's base game before becoming DLC fighters, I'm probably not going to hold my breath for Elma right now. I was thinking of which Nintendo IPs that doesn't have any sort of representation in Smash, and that's a pretty small number. So I decided to start looking towards indies. We already have indie characters as assist trophies and spirits, but no playable fighter. Now, even though Shovel Knight, the most well-known indie character, is an assist trophy, I do not believe an indie character as a playable fighter is off the table. Sakurai has been checking out some indie games, so they're not going by unnoticed, and I don't think he would have included Shovel Knight or Shantae otherwise. And since those two are in the game as non-playable characters, what's the next popular indie game besides those two? Undertale. That's right, Undertale is a viable choice for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I wish I had realized that sooner. Which means I'll be rooting for none other than Sans to be in the Fighters Pass. Even though I have actually no idea how Sans would work in Smash, but Sakurai always finds a way. Sakurai always finds a way. So to recap, Lloyd is still my number 1 pick, Geno is out, Banjo and Kazooie is confirmed, Elma is mostly out, and Sans is in. These are my final predictions for the Fighters Pass for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.